Hey everybody, welcome to Vacuum Wars. This is our best robot vacuum competition, late 2020 edition. In case you're new to the channel, in our reviews we put vacuums through all kinds of tests, like how well they pick up debris on hard floors and carpet, or how much suction or airflow they have. We test their navigational abilities, their obstacle avoidance systems, we test battery life, their ability to clean deep down embedded dirt and carpet, their noise level, how likely they are to get tangles on their brushes, and a lot more. In the past, these best of videos have been really technical, with me spending a lot of time going through all the numbers from all the tests, but I found that that method doesn't always end up with the picks being my actual favorite vacuums. So in this video, I'm going to just tell you what my top 2 favorite robot vacuums in the budget, mid-level, and premium price ranges are, and spend a little time on each one explaining exactly why they are my favorites. So links in the description to everything I'll mention, and let's get started. Very quickly, I should mention that while I don't do many sponsored reviews these days, some of the robots I'll mention were sent to me for free in the past to do reviews. But out of the 6 winners I'll mention today, only one of those was sent to me for free. So you can be relatively sure that all of these are my actual favorites. Starting off with the budget category, which I define as robots between $150 and $250. With the budget category, there really hasn't been that much of a change in the past few years. They're all still mostly basic robots with rudimentary navigational systems, meaning that they more or less bounce around randomly to clean your home, which can actually be pretty efficient, but it's still pretty basic. I usually recommend budget robots if you live in a smaller space like an apartment, or you have a relatively uncluttered home without a lot of cords or other things on the floor that a robot can get stuck on. Basically, with budget robots, it's more important to prep your house before you run them. In any case, my picks in this category are the Eufy Boost IQ RoboVac 11S and the Roomba 675 for different reasons. With the Eufy 11S, it continues to have some of the best scores with things like power, battery life, bend size, and deep cleaning, and it did very good compared to the others in this category with debris pickup and navigation. It's been around for a while too, so its price has dropped while maintaining pretty solid reviews. The Roomba 675 is one of the cheapest Roombas you can get, but it's still quite a bit more expensive than the Eufy. It's incredibly well built though, as most Roombas are, and there's a lot of support and third-party spare parts available online from dozens of manufacturers, but the biggest reason to buy a Roomba in my opinion is the dual brush system, which makes the 675 light years better than any robot in this price range at deep cleaning carpets, which we test by embedding sand into medium pile carpet and then weighing their bends before and after a 5-minute run. So to recap, with the cheap robots, it's the Eufy 11S for a lot of good specs at a very cheap price, and the Roomba 675 for build quality, parts availability, and unmatched carpet cleaning performance. Moving on to the mid-level category, which I define as between $300 and $550. This mid-range is where you start to see a lot more advanced tech, especially related to their navigation and app features. For example, all of these are smart robot vacuums, which are robot vacuums that either use cameras, which we call V-SLAM, or lasers, which we call LiDAR, to create a map of your house. So instead of randomly bouncing around, they systematically vacuum back and forth in more or less straight lines, making them much more efficient. Smart robot vacuums also don't require that much battery life, since if they do run low on battery, they will automatically return to the base to recharge and then resume cleaning where they left off, which they know how to do because they created a map. A lot of these also have really useful app features like no-go lines, where you draw lines or boxes on the map inside the app, which keeps the robot from going places that you don't want it to go, like near cluttered areas with a lot of cords or certain rooms. My 2 picks for the mid-level price range are both Roborocks, the Roborock S4 and the S5 Max. Roborock has really taken over the mid-level category in my opinion, as they just make some really well-crafted robot vacuums that do their jobs extremely well and are jam-packed with features. The S4 is the cheaper of the 2 winners, but has most of the same app features that the S5 Max has, like no-go lines and zone cleaning. Both of them did amazing in the various tests, and as far as pickup, they're virtually identical as they have most of the same basic components. The S5 Max is more expensive, and for your extra money, you mainly get a mopping attachment. The S5 Max not only has a mop, but a pretty good one with a newly designed basin and app features like no-go zones, but just for mops, which makes it all the more useful. Other than that though, they have the same suction power, the same size battery. There are some other differences, but again, the main thing is the mop attachment. Moving on to the main event, the premium robot vacuums. Here we have a price range from $600 all the way up to $1,000. The two main differences you'll see in this category are artificial intelligence and the auto empty bin systems, both of which I think are the future of robot vacuums. What I mean by artificial intelligence is that in addition to being equipped with a way to navigate, like a camera or a laser unit, these AI bots usually have a camera mounted on the front looking forward as well. They are programmed to recognize, learn, and adapt to common household obstacles that are usually too low or too light to be sensed by the other sensors. Things like cords or socks or even something worse. I personally use one of these in my own home, but more on that in a minute. The other thing that I mentioned that we're starting to see in this price range is the auto empty bin systems, where when the robot returns to its base to recharge, it triggers a motor in the bin which sucks out the contents of the robot's dustbin. I really love the idea of auto empty bins because in the various tests, it just seems like the embodiment of the dream of robot vacuums, that they do their job with as little input from you as possible, which is also why I like the new AI features, because you don't have to worry about them getting stuck as much, so you can do your thing while they do their thing. So my two picks for the premium category are the Ecovacs D-Bot Osmo T8 AIVI and a surprise pick for me, the Roomba i7 Plus. With the Ecovacs T8 AIVI, to me, it's very nearly a perfect robot vacuum. Its specs were off the charts in most of our tests, it cleaned really well, its navigation was amazing, the AI so far is the best I've seen of those that are out there. It also has one of the best mops in the industry, and I haven't even tested the new updated mop attachment, which claims to make it even better. The Ecovacs T8 is the one my wife and I have been using in our house the last few months, and we literally just got the new auto empty bin system, which is sold separately. The jury's still out on the Ecovacs auto empty bin. I've only been using it for a day or so. You can see our review of both the robot and the bin, but the Ecovacs D-Bot Osmo T8 AIVI is really an amazing robot vacuum. The iRobot Roomba i7 Plus is my surprise pick in this category, and I say that because I've been really hard on the i7 in the past, mostly because it doesn't have a lot of power. But the thing is, with the dual brush design, Roombas are the only robot vacuums that don't need a lot of power, and again, if you're concerned about deep cleaning carpets, the i7 Plus would be a much better choice. Recent updates to the iRobot software, like keep out zones and other items, make it finally on par with some of the others in this premium category, and after a recent price drop, the i7 Plus is an amazing value, which I'm kind of surprised to say. I also think that their auto empty bin is probably better than the Ecovacs in terms of power from the limited amount of testing I've done. Check out the description for a ton of links, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you go. Thanks for watching.